there is no way Tylenol can cause like autism or whatever the story is. And I'm going to tell you why, because I'm going to tell you a story about my dear mother who follows me on TikTok. So, hi, mom. But the whole like, oh, like taking Tylenol during pregnancy causes autism. So, fun fact, my mother birthed two very autistic children, so autistic that they were diagnosed in like 2000, 2001, like back when they barely understood autism. So, that's how autistic they are. And like one will like stim to the next dimension is nonverbal. So, like, anyway, so there is no way that Tylenol caused that autism because I always hear this story about the times my mom was pregnant with both me and then my brothers, and she doesn't have to tell me the story. I mean, it could not add depth to her pregnancies with me and then them. But basically, my mom is a sufferer of chronic migraine. She has been getting migraines since her 20s because she wanted me to be aware when I got migraines in my 20s. Hooray. Shout out to my neurologist, though, in Qlipta for cutting it out. And also Ubrelvy. Ubrelvy has helped me a lot. Anyway, so she gets chronic migraines and stuff where still requires a neurologist to have like appropriate prescription medications to treat them because over the counter usually does not do it because I don't know, these migraines and then genetics. So since she had them since her 20s, and then she got pregnant with me when she was like 29. So she was deep into the migraine prescriptions and like migraine medications and stuff. And when she was pregnant, she's one of those moms that wants to, like, the safest thing possible. Like, she told me she took absolutely no medication for, like, anything. Like, and ate clean and stuff. And then, because also, like, when we were born, she had us eat clean and stuff. Like, she's just one of those moms that just, like, wants to do things natural and safe as possible just to help with the early parts of life. So yeah, no medication, no prescriptions, not even Tylenol, because she would be like, oh, like when I have a migraine, I have to go into a dark air conditioned room for the whole day because I didn't want to take anything. I didn't want to risk it. And then, people would be bugging her, like, I need this, I need that. And like, she'd be like, no, I'm going into a dark room. Because she kept being pregnant during the summer. I mean, for me, she said, pretty quickly when she's ready to try, I happened the month after and then the second time around, I broke her uterus because she couldn't get pregnant. So she did some fertility stuff. So it took a couple months to like figure out what was happening and then like what would stop it from happening. And so she wound up with two in that process, twins. And again, no Tylenol because we're not even Tylenol people. Like, ever since I was a kid, my mom's like, oh my God, Motrin, ibuprofen. Like, she's been taking ibuprofen since it was prescription only when she's a teenager because she swears by it. It helped her with cramps and stuff and then headaches. So ever since like I was a little kid, she's like, oh, you got a headache? Here's some children's Motrin. And then my favorite part was as soon as I turned 12, that was like the best thing ever because I could choose to give myself Motrin whenever I wanted to. And then, because chronic headaches before chronic migraines, I got a headache every day in the 4th grade. That was fun. And I was, and she made sure she had notes at the nurse's offices at my school saying, if kid gets a headache, you can give them over-the-counter Motrin. You have my permission to do that. So, yeah, like never Tylenol. Like, really use Tylenol these days because sometimes when like we're on the prescription and just to like we'll mix it with the Motrin to like help with the headache or like have some Excedrin if the aspirin and caffeine also help. But yeah, no. So yeah, there's no Tylenol whatsoever during that second pregnancy, and all points of the spectrum came out of that uterus that I broke. But so yeah, it wasn't Tylenol. It was my dad's genetics because his cousin has a very nonverbal stimming child. So Tylenol is not going to change the fact that my ovaries are ripe with autism, and if I ever birth a child, that kid's going to come out stimming into the next dimension. It's not Tylenol. Like, plus, I'm not autistic. My mom's ADHD that she probably has. Hi, mom. You probably have it. But I don't have autism. They technically evaluated me twice. They were looking for it when I was a little kid after my brothers were diagnosed. Mom just want to, cover all bases. No, they just didn't feel like diagnosing ADHD, but no autism. I can read you suckers pretty well socially. I have a sense, I have more like perception. I don't know, just like a lot of things autistic people struggle with, I don't. And once again, I can read y'all like socially and stuff. I just don't care because I don't care. That or my ADHD misses it, but that's ADHD. That's separate from autism, unless they decide to lump it together. But right now, it's separate. So you're all gonna have to deal with it anyway. So once again, Tylenol was invented after autism was discovered, and y'all need to stop with this narrative because it makes no sense. And my mom does not lie about her migraines because she deals with them. I have the genetics to understand. She does deal with them, so I have that understanding. But yeah, like she wouldn't lie about that. She just wanted to warn me for the migraines and stuff. So I literally have firsthand evidence that Tylenol does not cause autism because there was some Tylenol causing that autism. That autism was going to happen whether she took one pill or 45